This is part three. This is part three of a series of revelations that I have had. So this one was what started this whole thing. So one of my mentors, well, first, I should probably introduce myself for those of you that are tuning into this in the middle of the 90-day video challenge. So I am Akua Auset, and I am the author of this book, Superwomen and Goddesses, Workin Your Power Magic. Yeah, this was published in 2005, and this has been credited as like, wow, the beginning of so many people's journey of just feeling empowered innately and becoming responsible for their lives, and just really being a female who inspires life in everything that she touches, and that she is one who thinks with a mind that everything is possible. She thinks, acts, and feels that everything is possible. And so also I'm the founder of Auset Beauty. Everything on my face is from Auset Beauty, the first of its kind, cosmetables. And actually cosmetables is a word that I've coined. And cosmetables means cosmetics that are edible. And if you can't put it on your if you can't eat it, you should be putting it on your face, in your hair, or on your body. And that is real talk. So just continuing this conversation. So I had the, oh my gosh, greatest revelation. So I woke up to an inbox from one of my beloved, beloved mentors. And, you know, I'll say this, that we have our parents, we have our blood family, we have our parents, we have our grandparents, we have aunts and uncles, we have that community. But sometimes there are areas or lanes that our parents were not masterful at. So we may take on mentors that we have respect for, that we trust, because they have mastered their particular lane of genius, their particular oh my gosh, I had it in my mind. I can't think of it, but yeah, their particular lane of genius. And so because you understand that the mentor is there to contribute to you, to guide you, they are there because they care about you mastering that lane of genius as well, that area of mastery, you trust them. And so I was, last night I was at my mom's house, and one of my mentors was in an interview, and she's someone who I really respect. In fact, I really respect people who, as people say, keep it real. And so keeping it real, that doesn't always mean telling the truth in a constructive way. But she's someone who, her work I know is very much inspired by her desire to see us win, us meaning women, us meaning people of African ascent. Yeah, I know that she wants to see us win. So I know that there is love behind her correction. But I saw her the other day in an interview, and what I noticed, I shared with my mom, and as I said, I feel that particularly us ladies in North America, here in America, those that have grown up here in the culture of African American culture, those of us that identify as the descendants of slaves. I don't really identify as a descendant of slaves. I identify as coming from Africans who were kidnapped. My people were not slaves, but I digress. But I just feel that as a community whose families have been really torn apart, so many families without protectors, children and mothers without protectors. It's really, really have been hard. And so when you're in the world without a protector, someone to provide for you and just help you to preserve and create a space for you to be powerfully feminine. And that really should be the birthright of all girls who grow into females who become women and mothers. That really should be a birthright. And there's so many of us that don't. So we've also gone through a lot of trauma. And still are going through a lot of trauma. So I have a lot of compassion for what I've been through, what some of my friends have been through, what some of my family members have been through, what our community and our culture has been through being in this place. So I have noticed that it's a wound that hasn't healed. So every time you bump up against it, it gets triggered. It's like, ow. And a lot of times with the ow, we will lash out to protect ourselves or to just say ow. So I noticed that a lot of times we can't accept correction. And then I just had these thoughts about it. If you cannot be corrected, you will never grow. If you cannot be corrected, you will never grow. So and it depends on who it's coming from. If it's from someone that you love, if it's from someone you respect, someone that you admire, someone that you trust, that has your best at heart, then perhaps the correction easier coming from them. But I just noticed that it's very difficult to give constructive feedback or even criticism or correction, because then it turns into you're bashing Black women. And it's not that at all. But I think that we have endured so much pain and abuse and just feeling so incredibly vulnerable in a world where we don't feel protected. And not only not protected, but under attack. But sometimes correction is not an attack. It's not bashing. Because if you cannot be corrected, you will never grow. And so I wrote that I have mentors who are actually younger than me, but they have what I desire. So I listen for confirmation, but mostly for correction. Without correction, we will never reach our potential. I'm actually someone who I have worked on myself to the level where I actually look for correction more than I look for the confirmation or affirmation that I've done something right, because I know it's in the correction. It's in the correction that I'm going to bring whatever it is, that level of mastery to the next level. I will never do that without correction. And if we are a culture or group that cannot take correction, we will never grow. We will never evolve. We will be stuck losing behind every other group. We will keep losing behind every other group. And winning is not being strong, independent, and unprotected, because the leader is the first one to get shot. The leader is the first one that is the target. So I don't think we meant it. I don't think we meant to be in this situation, but we have been following an agenda that is not our own. So another thing that I made a note is that if we fall back and yield to the correction of those that are committed to our success, to our potential, we'll actually get somewhere. And I also wrote down that in 2021, I'm going to begin to share. I've already begun to share some of my mentors. Anyone that I've had a interview with is someone that I admire and I wanted to share with you. So I'm going to continue to, in the year 2021, to share my personal mentors with you. But it's just, we've got to learn to be humble enough to actually receive their wisdom. Like, you're only going to get so far. We're only going to get so far if we know everything. It is not possible to know everything. And I got a library that would rival the best. I will never know everything. So I stay in my lane while I master those areas that I need to grow in, that I need improvement. But I would never be as good of a student, or never accomplish the things that I've accomplished, or without correction, without guidance. So I feel like we really have got to get counseling, therapy to heal some of those wounds, so that well-intentioned and loving correction doesn't bump up against this wound so that it hurts. So we've really got to learn the difference between someone really trying to bash and trash us, which who could? Nobody really can do that. Like, if you're really, really solid in your sense of self, nobody can trash or bash you. Like, nobody has that power to do that. So we got to heal those wounds so that someone who has proven that they are here to contribute to you can deliver this correction that is going to carry you into another level of your potential. But if you can't receive that correction, you're never going to get there. All right, let me see this other thing that I said. All right. Well, I'm not really sure what this means. I wrote, could it be that you are successful because your parents taught you well and you took responsibility to have the choices, actions, and habits that created a harvest? So yeah, so my big revelation today is to remove anything, whether it be tarot cards or interacting with religion in such a way that it takes away my responsibility to make the choices, have the habits, and take the actions that are actually going to create and generate results in my life. Like, that alone is up to me. Like, no one is going to save me. That is what the winter solstice for me is all about. It's all about getting still and becoming mindful, so that when I walk forward on Christmas Day and into the new year, I am the illuminated, anointed Christ. I am that. I am the Heru. Before Christ was Horus, and before Horus was Heru. I am Christ. I am Horus. I am Heru. So Yeah, there is a saying that, and I was sharing this with one of my mentors, one of my beloved mentors, a different mentor. My life is filled with mentors, and many of them are actually younger than me. So I'm not one that says, I'm a grown woman, I don't need you to tell me what to do. Again, that's resisting correction or wisdom. I am always a student. And because I'm always a student, I become an excellent teacher because I'm always graduating to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. If you can't receive wisdom or correction or feedback, then you're going to just stay stuck in your same level, your same grade. But there's a saying that they brought the Bible to Africa and they took the land. So it's very interesting to me how the monarchy, and if you watch Queen and do research, like they say it. They say that pretty much they connected with God. God said, okay, you're sovereign and you get to rule everyone. Yeah, so now we give up our sovereignty. We give up our God status to follow the dictates of other people. And so it's just like, no, I'm a God too, and I am sovereign. So it's up to us to create an environment so that we are sovereign. And so, Auset Beauty, if you will look on the site, there's actually a back story, a story that eventually, the agenda of that, spoke about agendas in my last video, but the agenda of that is to really inspire people that you are innately powerful. You have the power and you're responsible for utilizing your power to create and to generate the reality that you desire to create. That's what the whole book, Superwomen and Goddesses, Workin Your Power and Magic. Magic is alchemy. When I put together food to take care of my body, that is magic. It's alchemy. I'm using the elements to heal and build up my natural body. So that's what I mean, like magic. And I think a lot of people are wanting to get into witchcraft and magic because they want an easy way, a simple way, without having to do the work. There is just a point at which there's no luck, there's no magic other than doing the work, showing up every day, doing the work. And we all need a dream team of mentors. And so this year, I'm going to share my mentors with you in the area of wealth, marriage, health, as well as my colleagues. So over the years, it's probably almost 100 people that I've shared with the community. So this year I will be compiling all of that. I'm actually in the process of compiling it all and celebrating them and highlighting them and being a matchmaker so that if you are humble enough to receive correction and knowledge, I'll have it there all for you. So that is all that I have to get, or all that I've got. And again, if you cannot be corrected, you will never grow. So thank you for listening. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Make sure that you let me know that you've been here with me and leave a comment below. If you liked this, please click that little like thumb up. If you love it, do that. Sometimes you can do both. You liked it and you loved it. And definitely click the notifications bell so that you will be alerted when I drop another video. So I'm gonna get these orders out. It's always a pleasure. Take really good care and happy holy days.